I'm oh, here comes some people that want to walk, so my dogs are probably gonna bark. Good times. Anyway, I'm at the farm, and I thought I'd go live for a little bit. It's Super Bowl Sunday, isn't it? I think it is. Yeah, it is. Um, I'm gonna have some wings tonight. What's everybody doing for Super Bowl Sunday? What do you guys got going on? Um, so I'm kind of we were supposed to come back today, but it's been snowing like crazy. So I'm kind of stuck here. I'm hoping to get back tomorrow, right? But hey, I like being here. I love being here, right? It gives me an excuse to be here. Welcome to the live chat. Let's see if I can get the live chat going. Let's do a quick wave. All right, good times. Welcome to the live chat. Let's see if I can get this going. So today's topic is going to be that I wanted to cover. It's not just about feeling the feelings. It's not just about getting rid of symptoms, right? Technically, it's not about the symptoms. Think about that. If you think about it, right? If you really think about it, right? Of course, we want to get rid of symptoms. They're traumatizing. You know, we hate them. They ruin our lives. But once you recover, you realize, you know, I'm kind of missing, you know, we're kind of missing the point. It's not about getting rid of symptoms or turning off the symptoms and then living life. It's trying to understand the bigger picture. Why are they there? Right? The mental and physical symptoms are alarms. Right? And they're indicators, right? Symptoms manifest because something's got to give. Body keeps a score. You're pulling 747s, right? Your allostatic loads are up here. They're overflowing. They're a block of ice, right? And you got suppressed emotions. That's one of the things that fills up your bucket. What else we got? So many things. Toxic relationships, toxic work environment. Maybe you took medications, your dog died, your childhood trauma. What else is there? You were a smoker, binge drinker. Yeah, that was me. I was a constant partier for 10 years, 15 years. I was in a couple of toxic relationships. I was with a narcissist. Like all these things, right? I had to take medications. I took antibiotics probably 10 times in my life, surgeries, like I said earlier, toxic work environment for 10 years. Like all these things add up, right? Shit, the things that happened in your life that impacted you negatively, or just had a heavy impact on you, which started to fill up your bucket and your baseline. Like the bucket and the baseline, your allostatic loads and the baseline, they're very similar. They're like this, right? When you bring your survival state, the programming of your survival state's at 1,000. For many reasons, and don't forget, it's not just emotions. Emotions are one of the things, one of the big things, but it's not just emotions, right? Life throws you curveballs and it can put you in a survival state. And if you're in that state, that programming, right? It's all about the programming, the software. When you're living a type of life that keeps you in that state for a long time, right? From going from 0 from standby to 200, 500, 1,000, right? Right? Survival state, fucking when you're in that for a long period, when you're in that for long periods of time, months, years, right? It could be 30 years off and on. It's probably like 90% of the 30 years of my life, I was in a survival state. Anger, right? Sure, the emotions have a lot to do with it too, but it's not all about the emotions. is because life threw you curveball and you're just surviving, right? That's the probably 50% of the other side of it, right? Yes, we want to feel the feelings. That helps empty the allostatic load, right? It helps to bring it down. But there's more shit that we have to also realize. All the things in our past that brought us here, yeah, you can go back in time and feel those feelings, but you don't need to, because it's more that we're working with the now alarms. Now we're in a survival state. Now the alarms are ringing. They're ringing now, right? If you want to recover, you deal with what the brain sends you now on a platter. You allow it, let it do its thing. You do the behind the scenes work with the visuals, right? With the elevating, because that's working with the baseline. So the baseline is the boss. That's the survival program. That affects the allostatic loads, suppressed emotions, all the other shit that you're carrying with you, 747s throughout your life. You don't let go, you don't regulate, you don't feel the feelings, right? It's clinging on. It's really weighing you down. It's your storage is full. You're buffering. You're like, right? You're not working efficiently, but your brain is keeping you alive. That's what matters, right? It's keeping you alive. It's doing its job. Doesn't care if you suffer. So it's all these things together. It's not just your emotions. It's all the things. Just think about it. Look back. 30 years of fucking curveballs, right? Brought me here, this programming. And this is important. And this is the thing. It's not about the symptoms. Yeah, we want to get rid of them. But think about the big picture, right? And a lot of these, this is what I think. I could be right. A lot of these different like TMS groups, these other modalities, they talk a lot about feeling your emotions, right? Which is great. And getting rid of symptoms, right? But for me, there's more to it. For me, there's work to be done, right? There's a program you got to follow. There's steps you got to do, and you got to do this every day. And some of the coaches out there and gurus are really against that. They're like, no, just live life and just be mindful of the mind body. The methods are just dial down the fear, feel the feelings, and turn off the alarms and get rid of these symptoms, right? I'm like, well, then the symptoms are going to come back. All you're doing, I've said this before, all you're doing is like, let's say you get this hoarding house, right? And it's packed to the tits. Every room is full of diapers, cat shit, boxes of stuff, rotting flesh, cat piss. Did I say cat piss already? Cat piss. Right? Cat litter, rotting food, clothing everywhere. Right? And what a lot of people are doing, all they're doing is they're making a pathway from the toilet to the bedroom. They're taking half of the shit from the bedroom and piling it on top to another room. They're moving loads around, right? They're moving these allostatic loads around to other areas. In a way, they're managing. It's almost like mind-body managing in a different way. And they're not getting to the root of the problem, which is the survival state programming. They're not fully regulating. They're just moving loads around to turn off some symptoms. Well, the symptoms are gone. That means that I'm done. That means it's the symptoms. The focus is on the symptoms. We got rid of the symptoms. I can live life now. Right? But that's not even half of it. The symptoms are just an indicator of a bigger problem that you got to realize. You got to work on your baseline. The baseline, this is what I talk about. The baseline is where you're at. Where's your program at? My program, right? My program's at, I would say, standby, maybe 100, right? A person, when I first started this, a person that's in a survival state, that's like 1,000, right? So where are you at? right? Most of you are probably at 1,000. When people are starting this journey, they're at 1,000. You're right. You go from that to 1,000. Survival, white knuckling, right? You're white knuckling. You're surviving through compared to ease, rest and digest. So what normally happens, your baseline, what's supposed to happen is like you're on standby, it's at 0. You see a bear or a tiger, goes from 0 to 1,000 to get you to fight or flee. So let's say you fight it, you kill it, you won, right? The danger's over. That takes what, 20 minutes? The baseline goes back down to standby. The cameras are just surveillancing. And that's it. That's what's supposed to happen. But over the years, with all the curveballs and all the bullshit that we've been through, our program software has been updated to the survival state of 1,000. All the years put us there, right? Accumulatively. So if we've been there accumulatively for all these years, it's there, it's a new program, then guess what? When we're doing this work, right, there's still work to do. And I'm sorry, my internet might be, I'm going to say that 3 times fast. I'm going to, oh, I got cut. So the point I'm trying to make is that you really got to focus on, you've been in the survival state for a long time. You're doing the methods, you're doing the 9 pillars, but then the work is, think about an hour a day of doing times 3 years, that's 1,100 hours. Add in the elevating, right? The playtime, same shit, 1,100 hours. That's 2,200 hours that you put in accumulatively. That affects it. Today, tomorrow, doing the visuals and the elevating. Monday, doing the visuals and the elevating. If you look at that, you can't even see the needle. You don't see the needle move. You're like, I don't see this shit doesn't work. I don't see nothing. But over time, that's when you see the massive changes of bringing that needle down from 1,000, right? From here, 1,000 on a Monday, Tuesday, you did the work. I don't see much change. I don't see much change there. Fast forward 3 years later, 0. Massive. And that's what it takes. You got to be on this shit every day consistently. Because if you're wishy-washy, oh my God, no, I did 20 minutes, August of 2024, yeah. And I did it last Tuesday for 4.5 minutes. No, it was it was 5 minutes. Sorry, I'm going to round up. It's 5 minutes. And I'm not feeling it. I don't know. I don't think I should have to. I should just dial down the fear and live life, right? I don't get this, right? You're not going to make any changes doing that because the brain will just resort back to the old program, right? You're going to deal with a lot of resistance. You got to pull that new programming in, right? While walking up a mountain in flip-flops consistently every day, no matter what. Keep going. Month after month, right? Week after week, day by day, second by second, right? Constantly doing this, introducing the new program, smiling like a crazy person, right? Year by year, then finally you get to where you want to be. You start, noticing you've been regulating, symptoms go away. You're introducing a new software, a new program of ease. It's working for you, right? This program's working for you. It's a lifestyle. You're not working for it to get rid of the symptoms, right? And that's what I mean. There is work to do. And that's the behind the scenes shit, right? Working on your baseline affects your allostatic loads, right? Feeling the feelings is part of it all together. And that's the bigger picture. It's like, you got to change your life. It's not just turning off that alarm so that symptom is gone. That's nice to have that symptom gone, or that pain or whatever you're dealing with, but it's a indicator of bigger things that you need to be aware of and go, dude, it's not just about recovery. I don't want to be the same person that I was before I got sick with all these symptoms. Because if I'm the same person that I was before I was sick with all these symptoms, I'm going to get sick with all these symptoms again. That doesn't make any sense. So we got to look at the bigger picture. Yes, we want to get rid of symptoms. But there's work to be done. Because if not, all you're doing is you're moving boxes from one room to another. You're just doing it to turn off symptoms. That's it. That's the only reason. You're not going to the root. You're not changing your life, your mental diet. There's so much more shit that's involved, right? Old behavior patterns you got to change. You got to break like Joe Dispenza says, you got to break the habit of being yourself. That old habit, that old self needs to totally shift and change. That's why going through this is a gift. Being sick is a gift. Because it's forcing change. So don't waste this opportunity. I hope I'm still alive. So don't waste this opportunity to make the changes. It's more than just being recovered. You want to be a totally new person. We don't want to be the same person that we were before we had the symptoms, because then you'll just get symptoms again. We don't want to be recovered. We want to thrive. We want to change. We want to become a new person. So the old self dies and dissolves, right? We make changes all throughout our friends. If it's our job that we have to make some hard decisions, relationships, right? Some of our habits, smoking, drinking, right? What are you doing with yourself? It's not just about getting rid of symptoms. It's about much more bigger things, right? And it's a wake-up call. You're going through an awakening. That's why it's important to go through this journey. That's why it took me 3 years, because there's so many things you're going to realize that we weren't aware of before. How could you be aware before? How could you? But now, you're going to be able to see the shit. Alrighty. Let's see. So grateful, but wow, weird format. Can't get off the full screen or not. I know, it's so weird. I thought I'd just stop by for a bit and talk about how it's important to do the behind the scenes work. I feel your brother. I'm in the same boat, rolling up the same stream. Fair point on the methods, but to be successful, you have to meet people where they're at, or they will go elsewhere. It's not because people don't want to do the work. Well, I'm just telling you my experience, right? And what's expected, and what I try to give people an idea of what to expect. I try to tell people it's going to be a shit show, because when they do the work and the shit show does come, they'll go, oh, this is normal, and they won't quit, right? Because that's what I think, that's one of the biggest reasons why people quit, is because it gets worse before it gets better. It's a constant. It's all over the place, even at 2 years, even at 3 years, right? It's like, dude, I've been doing this for 2 years. Why am I like, yeah, there's been changes, but I feel worse than I've ever felt before. What's going on? Like, this isn't. And if somebody were to tell them ahead of time, expect this, it's going to be shitty at 8 months, and then blah, 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 blah. And then you're going to have more doubt. And then the brain's going to throw the kitchen sink at you. And then you're going to make exorcisms jealous. That's actually a good thing. That's an indicator that you're doing the work. So keep going. Keep, when you have somebody sitting in the trenches with you along the way, then people are more likely to stay on the path and not give up. Because it's one thing when you just, here's a program, do the work. Good luck. Thank you and good night. That's not enough, man. You need somebody that's in the trenches with you, talking about all the bullshit that goes along with everything, and what to expect. I think that's 90% of it. Getting the program or the methods, it's important, but that's just, I don't know, you got to learn to walk the walk every day and get up and crawl, walk, and keep going. All righty. You are so realistic with recovery. Thank you, Sherry. Thanks for coming on, guys. Appreciate it. I have a friend in her 60s who thinks that after 5 months on carnivore, she would be completely healed. She got mad when I said it takes years. Well, that's the thing. You got to regulate the nervous system, right? No diet is going to get you there. You might notice some differences. You might notice like, oh my God, I'm thriving. It feels good. Oh my God, I'm the carnivore. Oh my God. But what happens when you get off the carnivore diet, symptoms come back, right? You can't eat certain things. You feel like shit. So before the carnivore diet, what happens is people go on a carnivore diet and it takes some of the allostatic loads away, right? All of a sudden, it's a little bit emptier. The brain, the body's able to move some shit around. It's like, all right, we finally got some breathing space. He's not eating constantly. We're not focusing so much energy on a digestion and detoxing all these fucking different food. Like, there's a lot of energy that goes into digesting and eating and fucking, right? When you're already up to here, everything's a problem. Everything's a problem. So digestion becomes like a fucking right? So when you give it a break and you eat one thing, then it's able to shift some things around and you might feel some relief. But as soon as you stop that and you eat normal foods, you're back up to here. So it's a good coping mechanism, but it's not the answer, right? The carnivore diet for me, that's what I used it for. And I saw relief. I'm like, oh my God, this is amazing. But as soon as I stopped it, I was fucked. Same shit. Now, this is where you got to play it smart. I see no problems. If you're a person that's regulated, all your symptoms are gone. You're living this as a lifestyle, right? I see nothing wrong with using the carnivore diet as a tool to get what you're looking for. Let's say you picked up some bad habits, eating junk food, right? You need a little bit of a reset. I see nothing wrong with using the carnivore diet for 1 month in a year, just to get a reset, kickstart, kind of kick off some of those bad habits. And then going back to eating into a good routine. Sure, we're going to be human. We're going to eat some bad foods here and there, but not making it so that we're constantly eating like shit, because foods do matter. They do, because the body's got to work its ass off to get all the nasty shit out, right? I don't want to waste all the work that I did and waste it eating fucking shitty foods all the time. That affects your body. It does. That's common sense, right? And if you're a person that's, regulated, and once in a while you got to do a little bit of a reset, a habit reset, do it. This is where you're using it as a tool. You're the one that's behind it. You're the one that's in control, compared to you're using it to survive and manage, right? Awesome. When you allow an ask your limbic system to show its fears, thoughts, and symptoms, do you list everything that it shows you, or does it, the actual content? The content doesn't matter. If it's there and you recognize it, cool, right? 9 times out of 8, you usually know what it is. Most of it. Some other things that you don't know, doesn't matter. You invite it anyway. You can give it a picture, right? If you're like, I'm feeling this anxiousness, but I don't know if it's I don't think it's a structural thing. I don't think it's my symptoms, my gut, or I don't think it's this catastrophizing thought. I don't know what it is. All right, let's give it a cloud, a purple cloud, and then picture it passing through us. Right? But 9 times out of 8, I usually know, oh fuck, I'm looping in a boat, dying because I think I'm a special case. I got the doubt, or my gut. I got stabbing pains in my gut. My farts are fucking nasty, and I think there's something really crazy going on. My thoughts are going tag teaming my physical symptoms, and I'm catastrophizing, and I'm just gonna allow it. I'm gonna let it do its thing, and engage in life. Bring it with me. I'm gonna agree with the thoughts. Go, yeah, probably something wrong there. Oh fuck, I hope the stabbing pain stays with me for another fucking year. Let's do this for a year. Fucking right. Right? I hope I get IBS. Right? I hope the IBS stays. I hope I got XYZ, fill in the blanks. Agree with it, but engage. That's how we take the resistance away. Awesome. So no, it doesn't really matter, but usually you know what it is. You allow it, let it do its thing. You invite it in. Go, all right, crazy symptom. I don't like it. I don't have to like it, but I'm going to allow it. Thank you. And then you engage. Right? Sherry, you have helped me more than anything or any information on healing anxiety. Oh, that's awesome. Thank you. There's a lot of crazy information out there. I know. I've been there. I'm still a work in progress, of course. Right? I'm fully recovered, but there's more to this. This has become my lifestyle. It's not so much a program anymore. It's become a lifestyle, and I use it for other things like business, relationships, manifesting, spiritual stuff. But there's more to learn, right? The symptoms were just a part of this journey, and now they're out of the way. Now I'm seeing what else is there. I'm sure I've got more doors to open, some shadow work that I got to go through, and I just work with what the brain sends me. But I'm sure there's more shit, of course. So I'm also, and I'm sure I'm going to be doing this till I'm 97.5. So, yeah, I'm still on the work process. Yep. You've been a lifesaver. Thank you very much, Sherry. I just wish I could figure out how to make the inner anxiety feel when I'm around family members. Hey, we're all like that. That's normal. Members that live with me and are struggling with severe OCD and major anxiety. Any advice on how to fix this? Let me reread that. I feel like I'm around family members that live with me and are struggling with severe. So they're dealing with OCD also, and major anxiety. It can be tough. Everybody's got their own situation that's tough. All you can do is do the best that you can for your situation. If you can make changes, make some hard decisions, do it, because the brain's acting accordingly, right? If you're saying we're in a certain, if there's ligers around, the brain's going to do what it's supposed to. It's doing its job. So I always say, if you're in that toxic relationship, get out. If you're in that toxic job, find another job and get the fuck out. This is your life. You got to make those decisions. If you're dealing with family members, that's difficult because sometimes we have no choice, right? But sometimes we do. We can keep them at a distance, a healthy distance, so that you can do the work. I was dealing with that, right? Some family members, some toxic friends, I had to cut them out. Friends, yes, another thing. This is a great time where you realize, okay, this friend isn't really, they're just there to tell me what to do. They're just trying to control me. This person is toxic. This person doesn't really care about me. They just like to see me fall because it makes them feel better about themselves because their insecurities. This person's miserable. Why do I have these people in my life? Great opportunity to cut them out. This 2025 is the year to fucking cut some people out. Cut them out. Fuck them. Get out of my life and feel good. Don't feel guilty, right? You're going to feel what you feel. Allow it. Let it do its thing. But eventually you're going to be like, oh my God, that felt so good. Why do I keep Sally around? Right? The other week on my Facebook group, I started deleting people like crazy. I'm like, most of these people, I'm like, just because I knew you in high school or I dated you when I was, 21, why do I have you on my Facebook? Because it's polite? It's the right thing to do? No. And the thing is, when you go through this change of recovery, You become a different person. It's a beautiful thing. You recover. You're like, oh, all this work I did, I'm starting to see different. It's like an awakening. Why do I want to drag all these old skeletons with me? No, you go through this cleansing, this awakening, this cleansing awakening. I can't. How do you say these two things? You go through this cleansing awakening. I'm sure there's a better way. And you start getting motivated to keep going, right? You're like, fuck it. I don't like doing this type of work. Fuck it. Yeah, it means less money, but you know what? The universe will provide. It's true. If you start working towards making things better for your life, don't think about only the money. I know we got to pay our bills, but trust me, when you start making the changes, the universe will provide. God will provide, right? Your higher self will provide. Your consciousness, the universe, it will provide for you, for your journey, to make things better for yourself. You got to trust. So if you got to cut out that job or that relationship or whatever you need to do it. And you can only do your best. Like, we're human, right? Even after I did all the work, there's still family members that fucking drive me bonkers. I can do all the exposure in the world, right? Sure, it's not at 1,000, sure, but they could still fucking piss me off. We're human. So don't be so hard on yourself when it comes to that, right? You have an alarm system that works for a reason. Can't expect it to turn it off for certain special ligers. They are ligers. So it is what it is. Yes, I don't have OCD and I'm good with when I'm alone. However, when he is home, I feel his energy. Oh yeah, people can suck your energy. And you feel like you're anxious and in survival. I feel his energy and it can be very intense. I try to learn to allow, and since I don't have an option to leave right now. Well, you only do what you can, but eventually you got to start planning. Start planning ahead and going, okay, I got to change my life because this is your life. You got to start making the changes. And you could still recover. It's just a bigger challenge. That's all. But work towards making the changes in your life. Because now you got a microscope and a spotlight around all the things that are not jiving in your life anymore. Make the changes. Don't go, you know what? No, I don't need to. No, that thing I don't, you know what? Maybe I'm not ready yet. That, no, I shouldn't. No, I can't. Right? Make some changes. You got to do it. That's why we're here. That's why we're going through this shit. He's a great person. However, I feel the anxiety and I'm really trying not to resist. Thank you so much. Oh, I hear you. Do your best with what the situation you're at, but really make those hard decisions, man, because this is your life. I've been teaching for over 20 years. Nice. That's a long time. The school I am at now has a very toxic environment. Oh, okay. You're not the only one. I've talked to other people that were teachers. Especially nowadays, I could imagine how difficult it is to be a teacher. I have one more year after this, and I can retire and move on. Just trying to go to work and not stress. I hear you. Nothing's worse than doing something you don't like, because then it's a chore. And for me, I was just thinking about this today. It's interesting. It's like we have free will. We can create the lives that we want, right? We're the master manifestors. But I also think 50-50, it's like, I think that's 50% of it. I think the other 50% is kind of written in the stars. There's kind of like we have a special purpose. And I noticed that everything that I thought I was going to do, I fucking failed at miserably. And it pointed me, and it happened at the right times. Right? It's like, I wanted to be a chef, right? I worked at 3 different places, a nursing home and 2 other universities. And I put my time in, and for some, they told me I can get my hours so I can put it towards my Red Seal. And when it was time to do that, all those places changed their minds. They're like, no, we're not doing that. Right? I was talking to a couple of chefs. They're like, nope, we're not going to do it. I'm like, what the fuck, man? Why? You're not solid? That's not cool. All 3 of them. I'm like, okay, well, if I'm not going to be a chef, if I'm not going to move up, what the fuck am I doing here? I wasted 10 years of being in the food service industry. So I was like, okay, I'm going to be a plumber then. So I went to go do the plumbing. I had a scholarship. It was amazing. and then I got sick. But the thing is, it was never going to be the plumbing. But I needed to go to that path of the plumbing to get out of. It was like the bait to get out of this food industry, right? It's like, no, you're going to do this now. Okay, but you're not going to do that forever. But you're going to do this now to get you out of doing that. So, okay. So I got sick, recovered, and I was like, I'm going to be a gas fitter. And again, it didn't work out. I'm like, shit, what am I going to do with my life? So, okay, I'm going to be a coach. I was like, I don't know if I can handle that. Fuck that. I'm going to do cleaning. So I went and did the cleaning. And it was good. It was all right for a little bit. And then it wasn't good. And then it was really difficult. And I'm like, you know what? I don't like doing this. And then I started doing this coaching and this podcast and YouTube thing and mind body field, everything mind body. I love doing it, right? I enjoy it now. It was all about the timing. And I think I realized, and it's so much easier. Everything lines up, right? It seems like if you're not meant to do something at the, when it's expires, the universe starts throwing you obstacles and goes, no, don't go there. Like we had enough of that. Yeah, there was okay. You did that for a little bit. We gotta get you to move over here now. We need you to fucking move forward in life. You have a bigger purpose. You're not supposed to be here rotting doing this thing. That's why we made you sick. We wanted to make sure we gave you a gift. We had to drop a little bit of a bomb, a little bit of an awakening for you to make some changes. And we're here to guide you. Yes, you have free will. I'm like, yeah, it seems like you're telling me it seems like I got no fucking, I can't make any decisions. No, you do. We're just kind of guiding. We're helping. Hey, it's your higher self helping you, giving you more than you could ever dream of. Trust it and keep going. And I think a lot of you are going to be, this is your purpose, to help people. It's like you guys have become light workers. Anyway, that was a long little fucking side thing. When I'm allowing, there are so many thoughts and symptoms, I can't recognize them all, only the most prominent. I just know there are. Me and Sam are going to do a whole video about allowing, the art of allowing. So we're going to make that on Tuesday, and I'll probably release it on maybe Friday. So tune into that. That'll be good. The way I do it is allow, don't overanalyze, let it do its thing, engage. Hello, Helmut. Thanks for the efforts you put in your videos. Thank you so much for supporting me. Hey, make sure you guys hit like, share, and subscribe, but that notification bell is really important. And yes, subscribe, because I noticed that I think it's like 50% of people that watch my videos, I get pretty good amount of views for the amount of subscribers that I have, right? And I've read that like half of the people don't subscribe, which is interesting. And it helps my algorithm get more views if I have, more views, more subscriptions, and people share my stuff and comment. And the way to do that is also hit the notification bell, so that when I am live, I am releasing content, then you guys know about it and you can watch my stuff. Because my goal is to bring more awareness to the mind body space and to help as many people as possible. All right, there. Helping and giving a hand to people who are struggling. My questions are the digestive issues and the hardest, especially bloating. Yeah, I had the bloating. I always looked like I was pregnant. Actually, it was weird because you look kind of. This is when I was getting thin. You look thin and you have this gut that's just like busting out. It looks so weird. I look like I was like one of those, those commercials in the 80s where the Somalian kids, right? These skinny kids where they have these big guts. Yeah, I look like that. And I had to stop analyzing it because I also had 70 other symptoms to fucking freak out about, which was kind of a blessing. Because then you don't put one thing on a pedestal only because you got 75 other things. So I just said, you know what? I don't care about this bloating shit. Fuck it. I got other things. I got bigger fish to fry right now. And eventually it regulates. Now I have a gut because I actually eat shit, and I'm a little bit fatter because of it. So it's an authentic gut that I've actually created with doing the work of eating shit. Anyway, I found out about you in the comment of Vegetable Police. Really? I think I did one comment here and there, and they got deleted. Vegetable Police needs to do the mind body thing. He's chasing all these modalities, and I'm trying to help him, but he's got a lot of subscribers, so I don't know. I'm just a needle in the hay stack. Do you offer one-on-one coaching? Yes, I do. I do one-on-one coaching. Check out my bio link. There's my email. Send me an email, and then I can help you out. I don't feel comfortable in groups due to the privacy. Yeah, no problem. Yeah, I do one-on-one. Shoot me an email. All right, guys, I'm going to call it today. Sorry for the ghetto setup. I'm usually got a nicer setup, but hey, you know, you make opportunities where you can. I'm always looking to talk to you guys, and I love doing this. So I'll see you guys hopefully this week. Tuesday. No, Sundays and Thursdays. I said I was going to go live. I'm going to go live more, right? 2 times a week ain't enough. I like this shit too much. All right, guys, enjoy the Super Bowl, eat some wings, and get out there and get uncomfortable. Now I got to figure out how to get off this. Let's see. Are you sure you want to stop streaming?